This video will show you how to go from note cards to an outline. Now what you should have is some sort of outline template. Notice there's an introduction, a problem, possible solutions, best solution, and a conclusion. Do not do these in this order. What you have is a pile of cards. What you want to do now is put that pile into a logical order. So you're just going to take them, just have a big pile and go, okay, here's a problem, here's a solution, here's a solution, here's a problem, here's a problem. That was kind of a repeat. That's okay. Another problem, here's a solution, and you're going to put them all together. And once that's done, you're going to take the problem pile and see if you have several types of problems that would fall into the same category. So see if there's, a couple of them that have to do with monetary reasons. Those would probably go together. And then a couple of psychological reasons. You can put those together. And eventually you're going to have several problems, a couple of possible solutions, and a best solution. So once you get those together, that's where the outline comes in. So for instance, if I'm doing one on the feral hog problem, I notice that note card 7 and 8 and 9 and 5 all have to do with defining what is a feral hog. So that'll be my topic sentence. Now notice I added another note card slot. You can do that. If you have 7 note cards over the same basic problem, you're going to need 7 note cards. If you only have 2, use 2. There's no set way to do this. Your research is your research. Next one I have, one big problem is that they destroy farmland. And it said something about that on number 1 and number 12 and number 21 and number 11. So one big problem. And I also saw that feral hogs destroy other animals' habitats. And I saw that on card number 5 and card number 10. I only have 2 cards for that. I don't need this 3rd slot. But I did notice that I have a 4th one, and that is these pigs are starting to attack people, which is kind of why it's a social problem. So, there's a little tip here. If you hit this decrease indent button, it'll go over. Now, I also noticed, and you can do this too, you can use the same note card in 2 different areas. It's fine. Now, once you finish with the problems, you got to do the same thing for your possible solutions and your best solution. Now, the only caveat I can give you on possible solution versus best solution is that your possible solution and your best solution cannot be the same. Meaning, my note cards say that one solution is I can hunt the feral pigs by air, like out of a helicopter. Now, I only have 1 note card that says that, but that is a possible solution. Another one, we can hunt them on the ground. Again, I only got 1 note card for that. That's okay. Not the best, but it's okay. My best solution cannot be hunting them from the air or hunting them on the ground, or, this is a common mistake, you can't say the best solution is a combination of the possible solution. You can't do that either. Best is best. By definition, one above others. Best solution that I came up with, that I could find, is we can track them. And I saw that on card number 6, and card number 2, and card number 3. Now when I start to write this, I might not use card number 3 because maybe it's got a lot of information that number 2 and 6 already cover. That's okay. This is an outline. There's lots of places to improve here. But once all of this is filled out, once you have all the note cards filled in, once you have them together with a topic sentence, again, topic sentence, I don't just go definition and then farmland and then habitat and then people. Use sentences. That will help you write them. Once all that's done, then maybe you can start putting the introduction together. Once that's done, maybe then you can start putting a conclusion together. Do not do those first. Those are always last. But once you have all this stuff in between done, all the body paragraphs, problem, possible solution, best solution, then you can start changing note card number into what it says on the note card. And once you're done with that, what you're going to find is you already have like a 3 or 4 page paper. Once the introduction's done, the note card numbers are now sentences and paragraphs, and the conclusion's done, you'll have a lot of a paper done. Your job then is to make it sound nice. Put in some quote sandwiches, put in some transition pieces, which really becomes pretty simple at that point. Now, once you have all that done, now you can make your introduction and conclusion. But first, obviously start with a thesis. The whole idea behind a thesis is you want to, 1, tell the reader what they're going to read, but 2, and this is the most important, you want to simply and clearly outline what your paper is going to be about. Now, since we've already done what's a feral hog, and feral hogs destroy farmland, and feral hogs destroy other people's or other animals' habitats, and feral hogs are starting to attack people, we can do that pretty easy. So, here's what you do. Feral hogs are a problem because. Why? Copy, paste. They destroy farmland, comma. Copy, paste. They destroy other animals' habitats, comma. Copy, paste. They just start to attack other people. Semicolon. Because you need the problems and solutions in one sentence. Generally speaking, the best way to do that, problems, semicolon, solutions. Some solutions include copy, paste, comma, copy, paste, comma, and copy, paste, period. Now, you obviously don't want to just copy and paste this because it sounds dumb. So reword it a little bit. You don't need much. Now it sounds like a sentence. I really just took out all the feral hogs and replaced them with they. But this is what you want. You don't want your thesis statement to go too long. You don't want to put all of the possible reasons in it. That's what the paper's for. So just take your topic sentences that you've written, turn them into some sort of list that then you can put into a thesis. Now, here's what I have. Feral hogs are a problem because they destroy farmland, they destroy other animals' habitats, and they're starting to attack people. Semicolon. Some solutions include hunting by the air, hunting on the ground, and trapping. Now I know, as a writer, helps as a reader too, but as a writer, I know exactly what my paper is going to be about. I don't want to do something vague. I don't put feral hogs are a problem because they hurt things. Some solutions include getting them. You want very specific things, because now I know the next paragraph is going to be about destroying farmland or habitats or attacking people. I'm going to have specific paragraphs for those specific purposes. That's the point. Make it as clear as possible for you as the writer. Now, attention catcher. For this particular purpose, you want one of two things. You want either a personal anecdote, a story. Because if you're looking up, I don't know, ALS and your cousin just died from it, a personal story, not long, a couple of sentences, but a personal story will really bring the reader in. And you're sort of passionate about it too. It will sound good because you are interested in it. You can do that, personal anecdote, or some sort of shocking statistic. If we find out that 2/3 of all people will eventually get cancer, that's shocking. Now I'm listening. But don't go, cancer exists. That's not shocking. We all know that. Okay. Generally speaking, your attention catcher, 1, maybe 2 sentences. Your background information is really anything that will connect your attention catcher to your thesis. So, for instance, this sentence here, probably more of a background information sentence. I may want to add a sentence or two, like, feral hogs are only one of only 2 invasive species in Michigan. Most people didn't know that, and it's a good connection between imagine getting your house broken into by a pig, and here's the problem. Now, this should sound like a paragraph. If it doesn't, you got time to fix it, but it should. For your conclusion, what you got to do is essentially the same thing, but backwards. Now, reminder of key points. You just kind of want to wind down now. So here I have these pigs are taking over the land that we love, they're destroying our farms, other animals' habitats, and they're attacking people on a more regular basis. That's essentially my thesis, or at least the problems in my thesis. I have to mention the solutions too. Now, you can add a couple things, again, just winding down. So if you want to add, I don't know, this will help curb the population of feral hogs in Michigan. Like that's fine. The call to action is essentially you telling your audience what we can do. So if you're doing cancer research, your call to action will be, so let's all get together. Let's beat cancer. Donate to your local cancer societies. Volunteer. Stuff like that. It's a cheering section. So what I'm saying with my call to action is, if you see an invasive species like this, you can kill it. No questions asked. You don't need a special permit to trap it or anything like that. Now again, this should sound like a paragraph. If it doesn't yet, don't worry about it. This is still just an outline. But once all these things are in place, you have your attention catcher, which, like I said, should be a personal story or a shocking statistic. Lacking one of those two, you can always do the funnel method, where you talk about something general and work your way down to your point. The background information generally is really anything that would connect your attention catcher to your thesis. Your thesis should include your problems and solutions. Generally speaking, you'll need a semicolon. You then have all of your problems, each with hopefully several note cards. You then have your possible solutions, each with hopefully several note cards. You then have your best solution, which is not one of your possible solutions, hopefully with several note cards. Each one of these should have a topic sentence. And finally, your conclusion should just be restating the facts in sentence format. Don't copy and paste. Make it sound a little bit different. And then your call to action should be, how we, the reader, can help. Once that's done, the paper pretty much takes on a life of its own. There's not really a whole lot left to do.